So I feel a little embarrassed to throw out just a minor difference. So I am from the education School of Education, KSOE, but I'm a counselor. I'm part of the counseling department. So though I teach here, like my trade is actually in doing counseling and psychotherapy. I'm a psychologist, and that shifts a little bit the way that I look at what a principle is and what a core belief is. And I can get into all this stuff about core beliefs and cognitions and how it makes you move and change. And that's not what this is. So I had to change that a little bit. Um, One of the classes I teach is the professional ethics course in counseling. And professional ethics is, if you know what a profession is any kind of job um, that goes kind of beyond the job, that has a history to itself, that's part of a discipline. It moves forward with the world, right? So architecture, or being a medical doctor, being a psychologist. We believe our ethics kind of guide us in our practice, and I think that is what the core principles are speaking to in terms of Lasallian education. Is there's a certain guidance to the practice of what we're doing here. Um, and it's funny because Professor Santiago kind of got like about half of what I was gonna say, so I'm like trying to scramble a little bit. But you said it way better than I would have. So one of the things that I like to think about is like aspirational principles. How many people have heard? And I'm sorry, I do call and response, so it's okay to give me a amen or a ashe or a right on. So if how many have heard do no harm? Right, we've all heard that, right? That's the Hippocratic Oath and the piece for medical doctors. Well, psychologists have similar beliefs around not doing harm. We call it non-malevolence and beneficence. So we try to do good and don't do harm. So we try to one up the medical doctors by saying we have to do good. But you can't always do good and you can't always not do harm, right? And that's what makes a principle aspirational, right? It's a realization that it can't be perfect. The core principles can't be perfect either, but they're actually, I would actually challenge that they're a lot more doable than many of the principles that are out there. I like to look at them through the lens of social justice, and I know we were supposed to talk about all of them at once, but I really do feel like they're all encompassed in social justice. And understand that it's not something that you can approach from a piecemeal perspective. Um, like many things in the world, there's kind of a all or nothing type of situation that sometimes you have to take, or a stance you have to take. You have to take a side. I remember being an undergrad and thinking about activist work and thinking about social justice and what I was going to do in the world, and realizing that you can't sit on the fence in a lot of ways. And I think that right now, where y'all are as students and where we are as an institution, we're working really hard not to sit on the fence. These principles are said and stated a lot. They're really attractive. They're what brought me here. But are they implemented all the time? I think that we all can say that, like, we've seen examples of when that doesn't happen. I'm looking, I have 2 minutes, so how can I wrap up? I have 1 minute. So what I think that I would like to kind of just share is the idea that if you're going to adhere to these principles, you can't really half it, right? You have to approach this as though this is it's an actual core important piece to the way that you're going to live, which means that when you're by yourself, without anyone watching and no one to tell on you, are you going to live these principles, right? Are you going to live whatever principles, whatever moral doctrines you have for yourself? That's what ethics really are. It's not about people telling on you. It's not about whether you can get away with it in some online kind of anonymous kind of space. It's about, are you really a socially just person? Are you a person who believes in truth? Are you a person who wants to have inclusivity? Does that come out in the jokes that you tell? Does that come out in the way that you treat people around you, and who's allowed to come to the party or come to the work that you're going to do? Is it what you show your parents and your family at home when you go back, or do you go back to what was in the home already? Is it what you hold yourself to when it can actually cause some sort of harm to you, right? Um, Ethics are about sacrifice. Principles are about sacrifice, and we don't always come out of it unscathed when we enact them. So I guess what I would invite y'all to think about is just, if you're going to walk around saying I'm Lasallian and I'm pushing these Lasallian values, are you who you say you are, and are you all that you ought to be when you bring those up?